Cameron Brandt is with us, Director of Research at EPFR Global. Cameron, good to have you with us here. Thanks very much for your time. Just a quick sense on flows towards emerging market funds and India funds, Cameron, since the last time we spoke. What's the latest?
The latest is going slow would be the best way of describing it. There hasn't been a wholesale backing off from emerging markets, but there's been extremely modest interest from most of the major fund groups. That includes India, which maintains its winning run, but at a much lower level than I've been seeing for the past year. And within the emerging markets universe, there's sort of a recovery of interest in Latin America. And we are seeing a rotation in Asia from India towards Taiwan.
Rotation in Asia from India towards Taiwan. That's interesting. So are you trying to say that money is moving out of India, and do you think that is a trend that you see over the next many months? If yes, what would the reason for that be?
What I was saying was not so much a direct rotation, but a definite shift in emphasis. Dedicated India equity funds are still attracting fresh money, but just at a much slower pace than we've gotten used to. And the dedicated country group, certainly over the past couple of months, which has seen above average inflows, is Taiwan. I've seen a little uptick in interest in mainland China stocks past couple of weeks. I don't know if that'll hold, but we are seeing that as well. Very little interest in the EMEA universe. Nervous eye on South Africa's election, with the expected outcome much less positive than the one that's generally being penciled in for India's current election.
Okay, all right. Hi, Cameron. Good morning and good to see you. And, the FI flows actually, the big inflows, the bazooka flows, so to call it, have been missing from India. Do you think that the foreign investors are waiting by for maybe to get, the election results out of the way? And then we see, re-emergence of those big flows that we are seeing. So maybe for the time being, they're in wait and watch mode, and their holding has come down to record levels, I think the lowest in multiple years. Then do you think we'll see the flows come in?
Well, I certainly think you're right in the first part, that wait and watch is very much sort of the investor sentiment we're seeing, both in regards to emerging and developed markets. And I certainly think that we could see a return to a higher level of flows once the election is done and dusted, and some of the early tea leaf reading about the monsoon rains is over. But we're also moving into that time of the year, the old sell in May and go away. And given the sort of high levels of uncertainty, unless there's a major geopolitical shock, I'm inclined to suspect it's going to be a somewhat more low-key summer in terms of flows. I think until people get a real sense of what the Fed is going to do and where and when the pivot point is, it's going to be hard to get too excited about taking on too much risk.
So you think in that sense tomorrow when we hear from them, it'll be important? Could be market moving?
It will if it's not what everyone expects, which is rates on hold, and a further reiteration that the Fed is going to approach this from a data-based perspective.
All right, Cameron, we've got you on a bit of a scratchy line, so I think we'll have to take this to another day. But as always, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and have a great day. Well, that's a word coming in from Cameron Brandt on all things flows related and how India is positioned. Let's take